Hi everyone! My name is Lindsay Johnson, Vice President of External Affairs with Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho. I am so excited to be your host this evening. Welcome to Paddles Up for Planned Parenthood. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge a few folks who have made this evening possible. Thank you to our development team, Whitney Becker, Corey Groh, Fabiola Lopez, and I especially want to recognize Brittany Kahn for leading the planning of our event this year. And thank you to Ben Johnson of Live Gorilla LLC for helping us pivot to a virtual event for the second year in a row. And of course, a huge thank you to our generous, visionary sponsors, Blaine and Preciosa Tamaki Foundation, Cape Flattery Foundation, and Dr. Carla Smith and Mike Powers. To begin the program, I'm going to pass it over to Cynthia Cepis. Cindy is our Chief Operating Officer based in Tri-Cities. She leads our health center initiatives and operations. Her team provides direct patient care to over 35,000 local patients every year. Cindy will talk to us about the importance of health equity, and she'll also be the first to introduce us to our new Director of Health Equity. Please welcome Cynthia Cepis.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Cepis. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho. I've had the honor of being with this incredible organization for over 17 years, and I am so proud of the work that we do and so grateful to you for making the services and programs at Planned Parenthood possible. Being able to serve our region through the work that we do here at Planned Parenthood means so much to me. At the heart of our mission is the idea that everyone deserves a fair chance to be as healthy as possible in a world where the odds are stacked against so many. We call this work health equity, and your support is crucial to making this possible. In our pursuit of health equity, Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho is doing everything that we can to bridge the gap between people and essential care by advocating for policies that remove barriers to care, offering sliding scale services at our health centers, and by delivering COVID-19 testing and vaccinations to historically marginalized communities. In our commitment to health equity, we also created a new role that solely focuses on this exciting ongoing work. The Director of Health Equity ensures diversity, equity, and inclusion are woven throughout our clinical operations, training, and our patient care experience. Our end goal is to ensure that no matter who you are or what you're facing, you will always find exceptional care, safety, and support within our doors. We hired an exceptional individual from within our organization who lives out Planned Parenthood's mission and who has continuously gone above and beyond for our patients. Our own Crystal Alletore, right here from Kennewick, has an incredible strong vision for this work and an exceptional skill set to bring that vision to life. Without further ado, I am very excited to welcome Crystal to share more about the work Planned Parenthood is committed to providing for our patients in Central, Eastern Washington, and North Idaho. And again, thank you for your continued support.
Hello, everyone. I'm Crystal Alletore, Director of Health Equity here at Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho. I've been with this amazing organization for 9 years now, and I look forward to 9 more. To say that I'm very proud of the work that we do would be an understatement. I started with Planned Parenthood because I needed a job, and in return, I found a career. I found my calling in helping largely marginalized communities receive essential healthcare that if it wasn't for us, they would have nowhere else to go. Our affiliate serves low-income, marginalized populations that are deeply impacted by a range of social determinants of health factors. That's including housing, employment, and income instability, among others. We hear from a lot of our patients that we are their only source of healthcare. Because of this, we continuously work on ways to expand services. Our most recently added have been behavioral health and primary care services. In 2020, we completed 550 behavioral health visits and 244 primary care visits. These numbers have doubled in 2021. As of September, we have seen over 1,500 behavioral health visits and almost 600 primary care visits. Needless to say, the added stress and barriers the pandemic has caused has not made life easier for our patients. However, we are happy that we are here to help. Because of your support, we can provide this expansion of services while we continue to deliver expert, compassionate, reproductive health care services, birth control, family planning, and abortion. In addition to expanding our services, I have also been fortunate to be part of Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho's mobile clinic team. We are a group of 5 to 6 medical and race program outreach staff who work together to bring services to migrant and seasonal workers in rural areas of Central and Eastern Washington. We hop in a U-Haul on the weekends with all of our medical supplies. We set up a medical tent, and our team of bilingual employees bring COVID-19 testing and vaccinations, healthcare services, and educational materials to communities like Brewster, Buena, Granger, Cheney, Marawa, and Quincy. We connect people to the care they need by bringing the services to them, whether rain or shine. I've been incredibly proud to be part of this work, and now leading our health equity initiatives at this organization. I cannot wait for what the future holds and all we will do together to ensure everyone in our communities has a fair and just chance to be as healthy as possible. This work relies on the generosity of our community members, like you. I cannot thank you enough for being here today in support of your local Planned Parenthood. Thank you for all you give to ensure our programs and services meet the needs of our communities, whether that's inside our health centers or in tents throughout our service region. You make this all possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. The work you are leading is so important in meeting our communities where they are with the essential healthcare services all people need. By prioritizing health equity, our staff are inspired to deliver incredible programs and services that help bridge the gap between people and care, like our mobile clinics and our award-winning RAIS program, and the installation of emergency contraception vending machines outside of our health centers, and so much more, all made possible by the generosity of our community, you. At the core of all we do, our priority is to ensure all people have access to the knowledge and care they need to be healthy and to make the best decisions for themselves, their families, and their futures. This is why the fight for abortion is so important. Abortion is healthcare. It must be readily available for everyone. We are proud of all the services we provide at our health centers, and we are especially proud to be a welcoming and safe place for people seeking abortion in a world where the right to access abortion is constantly under attack. Here to talk more about the fight for abortion access locally and nationally is our President and CEO. Please welcome Carl Eastland.
Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Crystal. So happy with the work we're doing with Health Equity, and so thankful for Crystal for leading this effort in all of our communities and all of our sites by training our staff and working to make sure that we continue to provide great care for all of our patients across all of our areas. Health equity is incredibly important, and it's never been more evident than now, especially as there's all these attacks on reproductive health and reproductive rights around the country. So many states have enacted bad laws limiting abortion care, and none is worse than what's happened in Texas recently. Texas recently passed a bill called SB 8, or State Bill 8. It's a terrible law. It essentially makes abortion illegal, and it limits access to abortion significantly in Texas. It also gives our opponents motivation to sue and harass our staff, our patients, and anyone helping our staff and our patients seek abortion care in that state. Unfortunately, State Bill 8 has been upheld by the Supreme Court and again has rendered abortion services in Texas unavailable currently. Imagine living in Texas and you now have to travel hundreds if not thousands of miles for care in places like St. Louis and Denver and Kansas City. It's incredibly awful for our patients, and it has put pressure on our network of abortion providers around the country. Denver and Chicago, for example, are now booked out over a month for abortion care. So imagine needing urgent, important care in Chicago, and now you have to travel farther afield because of the patients coming into your area from Texas to receive care. So again, Unfortunately, these bad bills and these bad laws that happen in seemingly far-off places like Texas, they affect all of us. We know that effect is going to continue. We fully expect Idaho to pass a bad law in the future. We also expect Montana to do similarly and pass a bad law in the future. We already see patients in Spokane from Missoula, Kalispell, and Bozeman. We expect possibly to see patients in the future from as far away as Billings, as we might be their closest abortion clinic. Idaho as well, there's a big abortion clinic in Boise. Imagine if Idaho goes dark for abortion care. Kennewick could possibly be the closest clinic for someone in Boise who needs access to abortion care. Now, efforts are being put into place to urgently build a new health center in Eastern Oregon, but that will take time, and we expect for part of 2022 that Kennewick will receive an incredible influx of patients from Idaho if they pass the bad law that we fully expect them to pass. Again, these laws are terrible for our patients, and they affect all of us around the country as we continue to care deeply about making sure there are access for our patients. These bad laws have inspired local activists as well, local extremists, to continue to do their work to harm the care that we provide. We recently had an act of vandalism at our Spokane Valley Health Center, where an individual smashed all of the windows and the door and made the center inoperable for several days. This is not only harmful and disrupts our services, it's scary for staff, it's scary for our patients, it makes doing this work much, much harder. We also continue to fight a group that's called the Church at Planned Parenthood. This group sets up outside of our health centers and has rock-style type worship events several times a month. These are incredibly loud, incredibly disruptive. They make it so that providers can't communicate with patients, patients can't hear their providers, and we can't do the important care that we want to do. Now, you're probably thinking, we got to do better in Washington than they're doing in Texas. We must have good laws, whether they're city laws or state laws. And the truth is we do. We do have good laws, and we recently won an important legal injunction against this group, the so-called Church of Planned Parenthood. However, our issues in Washington, and I want to thank you in advance because we continue to fight with this effort, is local law enforcement. Getting the police department to enforce these laws and to hold these individuals accountable for breaking the law and disrupting vital healthcare services. Again, I want to thank you so much for your support as we continue to do this important work to advance our movement amidst all of these challenges which are happening nationally and locally. I want to thank all of you, our supporters, but I also want to thank our staff. We have about 160 staff. They do an incredible job. They work tirelessly. They are so inspiring. They are so dedicated to this movement. For example, we've had staff recently volunteer to go to Denver, to go to Kansas City, to work as helping out with ultrasounds and work as part of the abortion teams down there because they're understaffed and trying to deal with this influx of patients from Texas. We've also had staff work tirelessly over the weekend to help clean up after the vandalism event in Spokane Valley to make sure that health center was up and running again as fast as possible for our patients. Again, our staff are so dedicated, and I can't thank them enough for the important work that they do. I also want to thank you, our donors and our supporters. Your kind words, your activism, your enthusiasm, it's so helpful and incredibly inspiring for our staff to continue doing the work that is important for us. We also want to thank you for your financial support. It has helped us tremendously as we continue to do this work that we know will take years and years into the future. Unfortunately, our work is not done, and your financial support is so important to continue to fund us to make sure that this work is sustainable now and into the future. So again, thank you so much for joining this virtual fundraising event. Thank you for your past support, for your continued future support, and your motivation and your interest in this movement that has never been more important, especially given all of these attacks. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Our final speaker this evening will be Jenny Slagel, Spokane School Board Director and Director of Tribal Partnerships for Upstream USA. We are incredibly proud to have her as our guest today and so thankful for her support. After she shares her message, we will conclude the program with a Raise the Paddle fundraising activity. But first, like Carl said, we have an amazing team living out the mission of Planned Parenthood in their service to our patients every day. Here is a special message our health center staff wanted to share with you.
So many are struggling with mental health, especially during this pandemic. Thank you for making it possible for us to serve more patients' needs.
Thank you for helping us be available to provide abortion services.
Thank you for helping us provide services to all. Your support has helped keep us and our patients safe during a pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you for helping us provide gender-affirming services.
Thanks to you, we're serving patients in a beautifully remodeled health center in Moses Lake.
Thank you for helping us provide honest education for the youth in our community.
Your donations have helped us offer more services under one roof, like behavioral health and primary care.
Patients can come to us with primary health care needs because of people like you.
Our mobile clinic team is able to offer COVID-19 immunizations, testing, and other health care services because of you.
Whether our patients have insurance or not, we are able to provide care because of you.
Thank you for helping us provide an emergency contraceptive vending machine outside our clinic for patients to access 24/7.
You make it possible for us to serve everyone who comes through our doors, no matter what.
We've been able to serve more patients in our communities through the convenience of telehealth thanks to you.
Mobile clinics help us provide medical services to patients by meeting them where they live and work. Thank you for the support.
Thank you for helping us shatter the silence and break the stigma surrounding reproductive health care.
Thank you for standing with Planned Parenthood.
My name is Jenny Slagel, a member of the Yakima Nation and descendant of the Northern Arapaho tribe. In my day job, I'm the Director of Tribal Partnerships at Upstream USA. In 2019, I became the first Native American woman elected to Spokane Public Schools Board of Directors. I support Planned Parenthood because whole person health care must include reproductive care and the ability to decide if and when individuals want to start a family. We are all saddened by the impact SB 8 is having on Texans. SB 8 bans abortion at 6 weeks. That's before many people even know they're pregnant. This law lets politicians, neighbors, and even complete strangers sue anytime someone tries to access abortion in the state after 6 weeks. It even implicates the patient's loved ones who help them access care. Let's be clear. This law is an attempt to force all health centers that provide abortion in Texas to close and to prevent people from accessing abortion. This law will disproportionately harm people of color, people in rural areas, and people with low incomes, communities who already face barriers to accessing care today. And SB 8 is meant to intimidate abortion providers by forcing them to choose between providing health care or risking financial penalties, legal costs, and court orders. This law is a full-scale assault on patients, their healthcare providers, and their support systems. But it isn't just Texas. 2021 is officially the worst year ever for abortion rights and access. More abortion restrictions have been enacted this year than in any year since Roe v. Wade was decided. That means this legal battle is not just about Texas. It's a battle for the reproductive freedom of everyone in America. We cannot let the reality of Texas become the reality of this country. That is why your support and advocacy is more important now than ever before. Thank you all for being here today and supporting your local Planned Parenthood. The work that Planned Parenthood does means so much to all of us, from my current home in Spokane to my homelands on the Yakima Reservation, surrounding area of Yakima, from Wenatchee to Walla Walla and throughout northern Idaho. It is critical that the services and programs that Planned Parenthood provides not only continue, but that they are able to grow and thrive. Your help is needed today to make that possible. As you decide on the donation you'd like to give during this critical time, please think of all the people in our communities who will access birth control, reproductive care, primary and behavioral health services, and abortion locally, all because of your support. Envision the powerful advocacy work and organizing that will help ensure everyone can access abortion at any time for any reason. And imagine a world where access to healthcare is truly equitable. It will be a fight, but your donation can help make all of this a reality. Your gift will continue to power the movement and the mission of Planned Parenthood into 2022 and beyond. Please donate all that you're able to give today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny. And thank you to all of you for being here tonight in support of your local Planned Parenthood. To donate, please visit donate.plpn.org. donate.ppgwni.org. That's donate.ppgwni.org. And give your gift today to support local people who turn to your local Planned Parenthood. It's because of you that we will continue to fight for reproductive rights, we'll continue to serve everyone who walks through our doors, and we will remain resilient throughout this pandemic and through any attack against abortion access that comes our way. Thank you so much again. Have a wonderful night.